how do we affect, I'm using the word affect, how do we touch the human brain?
Yes, well you see, let me say the way it will sound to most scientists is it will sound rather abstract, you see, that they say, well, it could be so, it's a nice theory.
Oh, good boy, it's nice.
No, well, it's a nice theory, you see, that we have no proof of it, you see.
Of course.
And therefore they'd say, okay, I mean, it doesn't really excite me very much because I don't see any proof. And see, I think that's the way
they would operate.
The more favorable ones would look at it that way, you know.
Yeah.
They'd say, if you have some more evidence, then we will be very
we'll
interested.
Come back later.
We'll become very interested, right? And you see, you can't give any proof. Because, whatever is happening, nobody can see it, right? With their eyes.
Of course. I understand. But I'm asking, what shall we do? How do you affect, or how do you... Our mind, our brain is not my brain, right? Mm-hmm. It's the human brain, which has evolved through a million years. One freak or one biological freak can move out of it. But perhaps, or does. How do you get at the human mind to make him see this?
Well, I think that you have to communicate the necessity of what you're saying, that it is inevitable, right? You have to communicate the necessity of what you are saying, that it's inevitable. You see that if somebody sees something, you explain it to him and he sees it happening before his eyes, he says, yes, that's so, right?
But that requires somebody to listen.
Yes.
Somebody who says, really, I want to capture this, I want to understand this, I want to find out. But you follow what I'm saying? Apparently that's one of the most difficult things in life.
Well, that's the function of this occupied brain, that it's occupied with itself and doesn't listen.
In fact, one of the things is this occupation seems to be, it starts very early, and when you're young it's very powerful, and it continues through all your life.
Yes.
How do you, through education, make this...
that's a different matter. I would say I would work at it differently. If you're asking how to set about it, I'll tell you. It's very moment you see the importance of not being occupied. You yourself see that as a tremendous truth. You will find ways and methods to help them. That is creative. You can't just be told and copy and imitate, then you're lost.
Well, and the question is, how is it possible to communicate to the brain which rejects, which doesn't listen?
I said that's what I'm asking.
Yes, well, is there a way?
No. If I refuse to listen, well, you go to the Pope and tell him all this, he'll say, what? So I think we better stop, don't you? See, sir, I think meditation is a great factor in this. I feel we have been meditating. See, ordinary people wouldn't accept this as meditation.
Yeah, well, that's they've used the word so often in
I know
a
this
routine way
lost.
again.
It's really lost it. So that's one of the things. Something real made vulgar, common, is gone. yoga, as I was pointing out, was something extraordinary, only for the, if I may use the word without being misunderstood, very few. Now it has become common, a way of earning a livelihood. It's gone. So, meditation is this, the emptying of consciousness. You follow?
Yes, but let's get it clear, because before you said it would happen through insight, you see.
Yes.
Now, are you saying meditation is conducive to insight?
Yeah.
Right?
Meditation is insight.
It is insight already. But,
Yeah.
it's some sort of work you do, but in addition, see, insight is usually thought of as the flash, right?
Yes. Insight is a flash.
But also meditation is a more constant.
Yeah. Meditation. Now we must be careful in the usage of what we mean by meditation.
That's the question, yes.
Yeah. We can reject the systems, the methods, the authorities, the acknowledged Zen, Tibetan, Hindu, Buddhist. We can reject all that, because that's not obviously it's mere tradition, repetition, and time-buying nonsense. For me, it's not.
Don't you see that some of them could have been original? Some of them could have had an original insight.
If they had, there wouldn't be any. It wouldn't belong to Christian, Hindu, Buddhist.
Yes.
There wouldn't be anything.
In the past.
Oh, Kilosa. I mean, who knows?
Yes.
I'm also clever at this. Now, and if meditations is this penetration. You follow? I don't know if I'm using the right word. It is this sense of moving without any past. I can't.
But that's the only point to clear up is when you use the word meditation, do you mean something more than insight, you see? It seems to mean something a bit more.
A bit more.
Right.
Much more.
Yes.
Because insight has freed the brain from the past, from time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an enormous statement.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation, as we know it, is becoming. And any sense of becoming is still time. Therefore, there is no sense of becoming.
But that seems to mean that you have to have insight in order to, if you're going to meditate, right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
You cannot meditate without
Of course,
insight.
I mean, that's, of course.
Right. I mean, you can't regard it as a procedure by which you will come to
Oh,
insight.
and that immediately implies time.
Yes.
A procedure, a system, a method to have insight sounds so nonsensical. Insight into greed, into fear, into all that, frees the mind from all that. Right? Then, meditation has quite a different quality. It's nothing to do with all the gurus' meditations. Right? So, that is what? Would we say, sir, it's wrong words, all these. To have insight, there must be silence.
Yes. Well, it's the same. We seem to be going in a circle. Mind
No, for the moment.
For the moment, yes.
Yeah.
My mind is silent.
Silence. So, the silence of insight
Well, it's
purge,
dispel
all
this
that.
structure,
Structure.
of the
Yes,
occupation.
yes. Then meditation, oh Lord, what is it? There is no movement as I know it, as we know it. Movement means time, all that. It is not that kind of movement.
Well, some other kind of.
I don't see how we can measure that by words.